What's up, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing Monday night. And we're going to get started off tonight. We're going to kick it off here, live training how to use Amazon reviews to write your book, Top 10 Things. So before I get into the top 10, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I read about 200 Amazon reviews today, and 3 of them were on shoulder pain books, and 3 of them were on back pain books. One of them was on Robin McKenzie's book, Treat Your Own Back. So that's definitely not an exhaustive list, but it's definitely more reviews that I read before today, and I'm going to read more. And I found some similarities, and so I got a top 10 reasons for 3-star or worse reviews, and then I have a 7 reasons for 5-star reviews. And then I just want to give you these 2 pieces of advice. So everything I'm teaching in this group is free online. Okay. Everything we talk about tonight's going to be free information you can find online. Everything I've talked about, every video I've talked about, you can find this information free online. Okay. So I've had a couple people say, I think Melissa said today, hey, I'm scared that everything I'm going to write you can already find. Well, the truth is anything you could ever say or write has already been said or written or done, and you can find it online. Kyle Rice, let them know, baby. So you can already find this stuff online. It's everywhere. But do you want to take the time to look for this online? Do you want to search out all the YouTube videos? Do you want to search out all of the Google articles and everything? Do you want to get on PubMed and look up all the research for back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain that I'm going to look up later and post in this group for everybody to see? I don't want to look up the things that Kyle Rice is teaching. I don't want to look up the things that F. Scott's teaching. I don't want to look up the things that Alex and Will are teaching in healthcare digital marketing. I just want to go to those groups and say, this is what I need to do. Here's the information that you've already looked for, and let's get it. Let's go. Let's move on. Let me have your information that you spent, that you were passionate about. So let's not use that excuse that it's already done or it's already written. Everything's already been done. Everything's already been written. Let's put your spin on it. Let's serve the people you want to serve. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, after reading a couple hundred reviews, I'm convinced that you have to have a website with a link in your book to exercises, techniques, methods you're teaching about. Okay. One of the biggest things was I didn't fully understand what the author was talking about in the book. Okay. Or I didn't fully understand exactly how to do this, or the picture wasn't as great as I needed it to be. So there's a perfect opportunity to have a link in your book, and we've got this in our book. Make sure it works. Okay. That was another thing, is like there was a link in one guy's book, but it didn't work, and he was a PT. So make sure you have a link in your book to send people. And look, this is what we did in our book. Don't check my link because it doesn't work today because we took the website down. I got to fix it. Don't check my link. I got to take it out of the book and republish it. So, but make sure yours is working. So put a link to a landing page. Okay. Don't put a link directly to your videos. If you're not selling this book on your website and you're selling it on Amazon, you put a link to a landing page and you say, thank you for coming to my awesome landing page, or whatever you want to put. We'll talk about landing pages later and how they convert and all that. But say, hey, if you want to get the videos, we'd love to give them to you. Could you please give us your email so we can send you more videos down the road, so we can send you links to our next book that we're going to write on. We did low back pain solutions. Now we're going to do thoracic back pain solutions, and we have neck pain solutions. Let me send you links to those exercises as well. Let me send you that book for free for purchasing this book. But we have to get their email address. Okay. You can't send them any more information from Amazon. Like, you're not getting information from Amazon. You ain't calling Amazon and be like, Amazon, I want Kyle Rice's email address. They're going to be like, no, shut up. Okay. We got to have a landing page where they're putting their information down. Those are the first 2 things I want to teach y'all tonight. First, everything's already out there. You're collecting it for people so they don't have to look for it. Okay. That's why I'm doing this, guys. So y'all don't have to look for it. Ain't none of y'all reading Amazon book reviews today like I was while I was treating patients. Okay. Look, I was treating patients. They were doing well. I was reading between. Nobody else. Let's get it. Okay. That's what we're doing. I'm collecting this stuff for y'all so you don't have to. That's what Alex and Will have done. That's what Mike Chu has done in his group. That's what Kyle Rice is doing. That's what F. Scott's doing. That's what everybody in here, Karen, Melissa, everybody that treats patients, let's just break it down like this. If you're a physical therapist, if you're a doctor, chiropractor, whatever, you went and learned a collection of things that anybody else could learn. And now you're presenting it to people on a daily basis to make them feel better. Guys, that's when you put it like that, anything you could ever do, who cares? You collected it. You're giving it to people. You're serving people. Let's serve some people. Okay. Top 10 reasons 3-star reviews or worse. This is from about 200 book reviews. This is 3 books on shoulder pain, 3 books on back pain, 3 books on back pain. I just wanted to go through some different things because everybody here is going to be teaching techniques or exercises or something. Maybe you're not, but you can still glean something from this. You can still learn from this. Okay. First one, poor book production. Cover, pictures, errors. It looked amateur. Horrible. The first neck book I did, I put the number to my physical therapy clinic in the back. It was 375055. We don't know what the last number was because I didn't put it in there. 0550. We didn't put the last number. So don't do that. That looks amateur. That's the first book I published. Okay, that was my mistake. Guys, if you do screw something up, we'll fix it. No big deal. But the cover, the pictures, errors in the book, it just doesn't look good. So make sure you have good book production. That was a lot of reviews that were bad because of book production. Okay, not enough information. It's number 2. It looks like they stretched a pamphlet out just to make a book. That was on every one of these books except for one. Out of all 6, even Robin McKenzie's book, who's supposed to be the back pain guru, says, looks like Dr. McKenzie stretched this book out from a pamphlet just to have one. So guys, maybe we have done that, maybe we've done that to get published, but people do notice that, and they did. That was a very common review written multiple times on each one of those books. Okay. Third thing, picture quality is poor. The pictures are too small or they're too fuzzy. So the last book I checked out was a back pain book, and you could see where they took, I don't know if you guys know, but on preview, you can click on the little suitcase and then click on the wand and highlight it and hit enter or delete, return. I'm sorry. I can't remember on Mac. I'm used to using a PC, but anyway, it turns it into a PNG and takes out the background. But if you do too much, it kind of makes it fuzzy in the back or kind of shiny looking. Every one of the pictures in this book, because you could have a free preview, looked just like that. It was horrible. And they were small and bad quality. So you got to make sure they're good. I suggest we did black and white for our book, mainly because it's cheaper. After looking at some of the things now, it's not that much more expensive to do color. And so I'll toy around with the idea of doing that next. But on the Kindle version, for sure, make sure your pictures are color. So that's another thing. So listen, too much jargon. Nobody cares what you know, okay? They do, but they don't. They want to know what you know, but they don't want you to know that they want to know what you know. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I mean. Guys, nobody cares about the sternocleidomastoid. Nobody cares about the acromioclavicular joint. Just tell them that little bone that sits across right here that could be hooked like Captain Hook. That's all they care about. Present your information so a 3rd grader can understand it. One of my favorite podcasts is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Donald Miller is a Republican, but he hates Donald Trump. So whether you like Donald Trump or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get political at all, ever. But Donald Trump spoke like a 3rd grader. People understood him, okay? We have to communicate in a way that people will understand what we're saying. We can't say, take your left leg and perform an SLR until your SCOM is at your BOS and your LOF. Guys, none of that stuff means anything to anybody. And none of those words, if I took the abbreviations out, meant anything. Make sure you're speaking where people understand what you're saying. Okay. Unless you're writing a book for clinicians, then by all means, scientific that mug up. Number 5, exercise techniques are not well explained. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you're going to be putting exercises, techniques, diet plans, if you're doing a cookbook, I know Brianne Showman's done a couple of cookbooks that are phenomenal. I think I have at least one of them. Make sure you've explained it step by step by step by step. Treated a guy today who's a financial planner, very intelligent looking, talking, asks appropriate questions, plays tennis, swims, basketball, golfs, all this stuff. And he said, when I got my information, he had surgery on one of his ligaments in his elbow. He said, I had no idea what to do because they didn't write it out step by step by step. He said, I wanted step-by-step instructions. I don't know what any of this crap means. We got to explain what we're doing. Another reason for videos. We did our book. Mark and I knocked out every video for our book in 1 or 2 hours one afternoon. We just set up the camera, my iPhone on my tripod that's propped up against the wall in here somewhere. We knocked them out just like that. We didn't do any voiceover then. We sat in his office at his house, and in another hour and a half, we did every voiceover for every video. And then I know how to edit on Camtasia, so we knocked it all out. Guys, it took literally 3 hours, 4 hours at the most. This is a big one. Number 6, advertisement for other products. So guys, it's perfectly okay to advertise. It's okay to self-promote. We want people to get our stuff. These books are going to be the front end on hopefully a funnel to get people in your other business, in your products, in your door as a clinician, whatever it is, but don't oversell. Nobody likes the person that they haven't seen since high school in 1999 or 2000s when I graduated. Nobody wants to see me come on Facebook and say, hey guys, guess what? I have some essential oils. I'd really love for you to buy them from me. It's a great opportunity to change my life. Right now, today, I've got an offer for you. I make so much fun of well, anyway, I'm not going in there because that'll get me killed if somebody watches this video later. Anyway, don't over advertise. Don't over advertise. It's okay to say this is something you can do this later, but McKinsey, the big knock on his books where all this was to sell his rolls, his lumbar roll, his cervical roll. All it was to sell the next book, and so on and so forth. So just be careful with that. Number 7, no information on different conditions. So if your book's going to be about low back pain, all the low back pain books said, hey, I really wish this would have had more information on a disc bulge or sciatica or spondylosis. One said, I have spondylolisthesis, and I know this is not for me. So it would be good to include that in somewhere. Hey, this book is for XYZ. It's not for ABC, so on and so forth, something like that. Number 8, I think this is a huge one. Not what I expected. Guys, you have to have what's going to be in your book. I think it's important to put that on the back cover. Give a little blurb in the description. There's plenty of room for description, and just let people know what they're getting. Okay. If it's not what they expect, they're going to be mad. They're not going to be happy, and they're going to leave a crappy review. Okay. So we don't want that. We want good reviews. Now, let me talk about this for just a second. It's not in the list, but this is a bonus one. You get a bonus. Okay. Top 10 plus this bonus. I just lost my train of thought. If people leave bad reviews, it's okay. You will learn something from a bad review. You're going to learn way more from a bad review than you are from a good review. It's going to be awesome to read 5-star reviews. It's going to suck to read a 1-star review, but you're going to learn more from that one-star review than from 55-star. I guarantee you. So don't worry about that. Make sure it's what people expect. Kindle version, not formatted or incorrect. So one of the Kindle versions for one of the back pain books said, it says for sciatica, but when you click on it, it's actually his plantar fasciitis book on the Kindle. So 1, make sure you upload the right book to Kindle when you do this. And 2, make sure it's formatted differently. So if you don't know, and we'll cover this later and more in depth, but when you do your document for the paper book, then you have to make sure it's formatted correctly for the Kindle. And so if you've hit enter, instead of hitting a page break, if you've hit enter 20 times to get the page to line up, then it might not line up in the Kindle version. If you have a picture on the top of the page and words on the bottom, it may not line up in the Kindle. The picture may be on this side or on this page and the words on this page. So another thing was, I wasn't sure what image was with what wording. So make sure if you put images, a good thing might be to do is put image 1.1 and then, kind of like the caption 1.1, like they do in a lot of books. Russell Brunson's book does that. He has a lot of images, but he makes sure, this was image for this was this. Okay. So make sure that Kindle version is formatted. And number 10, the book was not as advertised. So we talked about number 8. It wasn't what I expected. I guess really 8 and 10 are the same, but I wanted to have 10, but not as advertised. Don't go out and tell people your book is going to cure baldness when it doesn't. Okay. Because I'm going to be mad when I read that book and realize I'm still going to have this little island right here. Okay. I don't want to read that crap. So if you're advertising that your book's going to cure back pain or baldness or make you lose weight, then it better do those things. Now, we know we're going to have disclaimers, and we're going to talk about this later on in the week, things you want to have in your book, disclaimers about the author, dedication, so on and so forth, things like that. We'll talk about that more in depth later in the week. But we don't want to say my book does XYZ when we know it does not do any of that, okay? So make sure you're advertising what it does. There's nothing worse than getting something that was advertised and you get it, and that's not at all what it is. We've all bought stuff like that. We've all been hacked off when we get home from wherever and realize we didn't get what we want. It's like going to Chick-fil-A, the most glorious restaurant on the planet. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I'm sorry. And getting back with your chicken sandwich and realizing they gave you the grilled instead of the fried. Don't nobody in Louisiana want no grilled sandwich. We want the fried, okay? That's what doing not as advertised is. All right, guys. 7 5-star reviews. The book was straightforward. That was in every book. Every 5-star review in every book was one of those. It was straightforward. I knew what they were talking about. They didn't go around in circles, okay? Number 2, this is where you people that say we can't do this because there's already online. This is where I'm gonna hit you right here, okay? You ready? You ready? 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 One resource in one location where I didn't have to search for it. People actually want something in a book, okay? Even if we don't read it, we know we have it. I love Greg Todd. A lot of y'all in here are part of his groups. His SSPT course was phenomenal for me. I haven't gone through all of it, but I have that resource. I know where it is. Healthcare and Digital Marketing Group is amazing. I watched a video yesterday that I haven't seen in a couple of months. It's there. I don't have to go look for that stuff. I know it's there. Okay? We want stuff in one resource. We want it. Okay? Multiple ways to do techniques. The author explained if you can't do a push-up on the floor on your feet, do it on the floor on your knees. If you can't do it on the floor on your knees, do it up against the wall or do it up against a counter. If you can't do it on the counter, do it up against the wall. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 different ways to do something. We need to break it down for people. People are going to be coming into this, unless you're writing a book for CrossFitters or elite athletes or whatever, which if that's what you want to do, perfect, more power to you. But if you're writing it just for the normal people, then you want to give options. Okay? One of the complaints, which this was a crazy review, and I threw it out, but it was funny, is the author, this book is useless because I can't get on the floor and do these exercises because I would never get up. I would have to call 911. Well, get in your bed. But you know what? Somebody may not think of that. I can't tell you how many patients, I can tell you this, it's happened almost every week of my physical therapy career because I've treated low back pain for my whole career. Do I do these exercises on the floor or in the bed? Every week of my 10-year physical therapy career, I guarantee you I've been asked that question by a low back pain patient and by a knee replacement patient as well. And I always say, no, do it in your bed. Unless you're 30 or 40, then I don't care what you do. But if you're 85, don't do it on the floor. Okay? All right, cool. That's going to be a physio meme. I'm sending Andrew Tran that. Number 4, I like that they reference the muscles being used. If we're doing techniques, if we're doing stretches, exercises, sitting posture, whatever it is, put in there a reference of what muscles are being stretched or used or what's being put in what position. We don't have to go crazy with this, but it just gives you another level of authority, which is why we're writing the book in the first place, and lets people know that you do know what you're talking about. Remember, I said people want to know that you know what you're talking about, but they don't want you to tell them that you know what you're talking about, if that makes sense. Okay. Number 5, travel tips. Okay. Like I said, a lot of this is for healthcare related. We'll go into other things for other books because I know some people aren't going to write. Even though we're all healthcare related, mostly in this group, doesn't mean we're going to write a healthcare book. But travel tips. Can I do these exercises when I travel? What resources do I need when I travel? Okay. Where can I find this when I travel? You know, if we're doing natural eating, or my friend's going to do plant-based food. It's going to be doing stuff on that later in the year. Where can I find these plant-based foods if I'm traveling? Do I need to bring it with me? Or is there a world market or a healthy food store or natural food store somewhere I can buy it? You know, if I'm doing these exercises, if I'm doing McKinsey's exercises, can I do them on the bed in the hotel? Can I do them on a bench in the weight room? Whatever. We need to be giving people travel tips. One of my things I love for back pain is I've actually gone out and cut a foam pad to go in somebody's car seat, because the car seats, when they come up like this and they're contoured and people have larger gluteal regions, sometimes it doesn't work and their back hurts worse. And I've gone out and cut things and put it in the cars. I mean, that's something you could teach somebody. Nobody else is going to think about that. That's a redneck PT fix. And I'm sure there's other people in here that have done that too and done things like that too. But we modify things all the time for people. Who do you think thinks of that stuff? We do, because we see it every day. That's why the car industry is so much better for the race car industry, because they see the stuff that tears down every day and they fix it and they say, hey, let's use this on our Camry. Okay. Number 6, background conditions treated. So what is the background for what we're treating here? This is something that we didn't do much of in our neck book. We didn't explain different things. But when I do my back pain solutions book, I'll put in there, we'll talk about scoliosis, spondylolisthesis, ankylosing spondylitis, all those big words. I won't go into depth in them, but I'll introduce them and say, hey, this is what you have. And if this is what you have, you may need to start on section 3, or if this is what you have, start on section 2, or if this is what you have, don't even touch this book, throw it away. I put that on the cover. So background information. And number 7, layman's terms. We've talked about it already ad nauseum. Is ridiculous, but don't be scientific. Don't prove what you know with big words. Okay. Explain it where people can understand it and do it and get it done. Okay. So guys, that's how to use Google reviews to write your book. I'll put this in a PDF file and make it look pretty, and I'll post it into the group later. I will do further research and find better things to tell y'all about how to use Google reviews. But I learned so much stuff today just by reading that 100 or 200 reviews. Got everything on my little handy dandy list here. I'm like my dad used to walk around with a little notebook in his pocket, the little spiral notebook you flip over and write notes in. And I guess it got me too, because I walk around with a piece of paper in my pocket all the time now, writing down ideas. And I have for probably 2 years now, or maybe 3. I've got so many little pieces of paper folded in that notebook I posted last week with course ideas and things that hopefully I may give out, and we'll do them later. But guys, you can't learn if you don't put in effort, you don't research. But also know that it's okay if somebody else is doing all this already. It's okay if you can come to a source like, say, the Healthy Books group, or Healthcare Digital Marketing, or the PT Hustle group that Kyle Rice does, and the MPT group that Kyle does, and get that information. That's what Kyle's passionate about. That's what Greg's passionate about. That's what Alex and Will, David Bailiff for the mobile PT, Kosi Beloso for the amputees. And I'm passionate about writing books and making other authors in this world so we can get our stories about. There's plenty of this information out there that you can find. I'm not the only one doing it. I'm not the best one doing it, but I'm the one doing it here. So guys, put your information together that you want to put in a book. Serve the people you want to serve. Do not, listen to me, do not feel ashamed. Do not feel self-conscious, and do not feel worthless for publishing something that you know is already out there. You're putting it out there for your people in your voice from your heart to serve this world and make it a better place. Stand firm in that. Know that that's what you're doing, and don't look down at the ground. Look up. Be confident in who you are, and know that you're making this world a better place by doing something to serve other people. Okay? It's okay that there may be another book written. There are so many business books written every year, but you know what? There's great business books, there's mediocre business books, and there's horrible ones. But people are still putting them out. The stuff has been said already. I'm telling you, I don't care what you find, what you read, what you hear on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. It's already been done. It's already been said. We're just refreshing it ever so often. Okay. So guys, it's your time to refresh something. Refresh the passion in your life. refresh the knowledge that you know, and refresh the things that you do daily to serve other people, and make your book. And let's become authors. That's all I got to say tonight, guys. I love you all. I'm proud of you. I'm so thankful that you listen to me and that you're in this group. Please, if you have a chance, invite some of your friends, anybody that you think would find some value in this. And I promise that I'll do the very best I can to serve them. Guys, have an amazing night, and I will see y'all tomorrow.